Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on KAJ, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Ariana Lake. Montana medical professionals are working to create a better understanding of the long-term dangers concussions pose to young people. As MTN's Jack Ginsburg reports, Kalispell Conference today was educating people about the dangers of concussions, how to treat them, and how to safely recover from this very common brain injury.
Speech and occupational therapists, family nurse practitioners, and athletic trainers explained how they fit into the care of treating concussions and how they can help educators and families properly re-enter their kid in school and athletics. One of the main points of the conference was to fully treat a concussion properly while the brain is still young, so further complications don't occur when they are older, like we are seeing with CTE in football players.
I know that you're really wanting to get back into sports, you're really wanting to get back into school, you don't want to halt your life right now, but it's really important to treat it well right now so that we can prevent some of those chronic issues that manifest similar to Alzheimer's down the road.
This past May, Montana passed legislation saying that all parents, students, coaches, and referees for any organized youth sporting event or activity has to undergo some sort of concussion training on a yearly basis. Save the Brain has set up their own 12-minute video, followed by a 10-question quiz on their website that gives you clearance to play.
Access that video, watch it, take the quiz, and you'll print a certificate that you can then take with you to the different sporting events that your kids are involved in, so you're not having to do the same training over and over for each sport.
Next year, Save the Brain hopes to extend past the Flathead Valley.
Our goal is really to get the word out there about how to treat and prevent concussions effectively so that everybody has the right tools that they need. And so whether that stays here in the valley, whether it extends to all of northwest Montana or further than that, we're happy to help however we can.
Reporting in Kalispell, Jack Ginsburg, MTN News.
This was the Save the Brain's first ever concussion conference at KRMC. We started the day out pretty sunny skies, but it sounds like we do have some changes moving into the area. Here's Chief Meteorologist Aaron Yost with more. Aaron.
Literally as we speak to Ariana, from the southwest, we're starting to see a cold front approach the region. That's going to bump our ridge of high pressure out of place here within the next few hours and allow that little bit of a change to move into the region. Now we will start to see that increased threat for some thunderstorm activity later on this evening, most likely through the overnight hours into Thursday morning. That's when the front itself looks like it will pass through northwest Montana. Behind it, we can expect cooler temperatures. I'm forecasting a high tomorrow of 77 degrees. How does that sound? Got a full forecast update for you coming up shortly.
Well, cooler weather good for our firefighters. A Type 3 incident management team is assuming responsibility today of the more than 3,500-acre fire burning east of Eureka. The Gibraltar Ridge fire is now 52% contained after being sparked by lightning on August 7th. This new Type 3 team will continue to mop up and monitor the fire activity. Some residents in the area remain in pre-evacuation and pre-evacuation warning status. We have those specifics listed on our website, KAJ18.com. Fire danger remains extreme here in northwest Montana as we continue to experience critical fire conditions. The Sprague fire burning in Glacier National Park is expected to be more active today because of higher temperatures today, lower humidity, and slight winds. Officials are reporting the fire perimeter grew about 140 acres yesterday, putting total acreage burned at 1,336 acres. A Type 3 incident management team is overseeing this fire. If you have any more questions about it, you can call 406-888-7077 between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Law enforcement responded to reports of shots fired near the LOLO Peak fire. The Missoula County Sheriff's Office reports that firefighters in the area of Mill Creek, which is west of LOLO, had to stop fire operations while the incident was investigated. A captain with the Sheriff's Office said a man was shooting recreationally. Now, the shooting of any firearm is prohibited under Stage 2 fire restrictions. Those are in effect for Missoula County right now. Authorities have not yet determined if any charges will be filed in connection with this incident. And fire managers are gearing up for a windy afternoon that could test the fire lines on the 33,000-acre LOLO Peak fire. The National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning beginning at 5 tonight, potentially bringing strong, erratic winds between 35 to 40 miles per hour and gusts up to 50 in that area. Firefighters will patrol along 93 and 12 highway corridors, control lines, and in the community's force structure protection. Highway 12 west of LOLO has been fully open to traffic near the fire with a reduced speed limit of 45 miles per hour. And we'll continue to track all the details and critical information you need with our Firewatch coverage on air and online with our Facebook and Twitter feeds and the KAJ 18 mobile app. Folks in the Flathead have really missed the worst of the wildfire smoke and bad air quality compared to residents further to the south. In particular, Seeley Lake and the Bitterroot Valley have seen some of the worst air quality in years. But could it be the worst on record? Meteorologist Russ Thomas reports from the Missoula City County Health Department with an answer.
How does smoke produced from local fires this season stack up with other smoky summers in Missoula County? In short, it's record-breaking.
The smoke in Seeley Lake right now is the worst we have ever seen in Missoula County. I've compared the numbers to what we're seeing in Seeley Lake this year compared to what we saw in Missoula in 2000, and it's not even close.
Air quality in Seeley Lake has been deemed hazardous 18 of the last 23 mornings. The Air Quality Index, which measures the amount of pollutants in the air, is deemed hazardous at a particulate concentration of 300. Seeley is routinely hitting 800 to 900. This has led to an increase in respiratory problems and a potential increase in cardiac emergencies.
You can't live in smoke that is as thick as they've had in the mornings all month and expect to escape unscathed.
And it is not just Seeley Lake that is suffering. Thanks to a burnout effort in the Bitterroot Valley Wednesday morning, one community briefly hit a level worse than any seen so far in the county this season.
They actually had the worst air we have seen in Missoula County was from Florence this morning. It was worse than anything we'd even seen in Seeley Lake.
September usually brings a decrease in fire activity, but the long-range forecast shows little hope for relief anytime soon. Even when activity does start to wane, there is little hope for immediate improvement.
These fires are in our backyard, so even when their fire activity starts to decrease, there will still be smoke produced from the smoldering and the creeping and whatever is left in that fire, and the communities that are right near those fires are going to keep getting smoke until those fires are actually out.
In Missoula, Russ Thomas, MTN News.
Cofield adds that air pollutants are likely to remain at very unhealthy to hazardous levels over the next several weeks around the Florence and Seeley Lake areas. In other news tonight, the Montana Supreme Court upholds a jury's decision finding a former state legislator liable for violating campaign finance laws. A 5-justice panel rejected Art Whittick's appeal in a decision released today. A Helena District Court jury ruled last year that the Republican from Bozeman accepted nearly $20,000 in improper corporate campaign contributions during a 2010 campaign for state senate. Whittick filed a motion for a new trial, which the district court rejected. He then appealed the decision to the state Supreme Court. Whittick claimed that the then Commissioner of Political Practices, Jonathan Modell, acted improperly in filing suit against him, that the district court made legal errors that kept him from receiving a fair trial, and that the judge unlawfully tripled the fines against him. The justices rejected each of those claims. And in national news tonight, President Donald Trump spent the day in Reno, Nevada, talking to a huge crowd of veterans. He says they're examples of the national unity he's trying to create. The night before, though, the president delivered an angry tirade against the media. Weijia Jiang reports from the White House.
This is a big one.
President Trump signed a bill Wednesday making it easier for veterans to appeal decisions on their disability claims. The ceremony came after a speech to thousands of veterans at the American Legion's National Convention in Reno.
No longer will veterans be kept waiting for years to get an answer to their appeals.
The president stuck to the script Wednesday, asking all Americans to unite.
It is time to heal the wounds that divide us and to seek a new unity based on the common values that unite us.
The call for calm was a stark contrast to his campaign rally speech in Phoenix Tuesday night. The president slammed the press, claiming they misrepresented his response to the violent protest that broke out in Charlottesville, Virginia, over a week ago.
I hit him with everything. I got the white supremacists, the neo-Nazi, I got them all in there, let's say. But yeah, KKK, we have KKK.
The president also issued a warning to Congress about funding his proposed wall along the southern U.S. border.
Believe me, if we have to close down our government, we're building that wall.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi slammed the president for making the threat, saying, "Make no mistake, the president said he will purposefully hurt American communities to force American taxpayers to fund an immoral, ineffective, and expensive border wall." Weijia Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
House Speaker Paul Ryan is also weighing in on the possibility of a government shutdown, saying this afternoon he believes it is unnecessary and not in the best interest of anyone. Back in the Treasure State, Carroll College takes the top spot as the best college in Montana. Carroll says the rankings are based on a recent analysis of federal data from the U.S. Department of Education. Academics, admissions, financial value, and student life, along with reviews from students and alum, are all factored in. Carroll also ranked highly compared to other national colleges. It was a very busy day at Montana State in Bozeman today, where students got a warm welcome back for the school year. There was actually a whole welcome crew there, including the MSU mascot Champ and the MSU cheer team greeting first-year students as they unpacked their cars and moved into the dorms. MSU's president was also there to meet with new students, saying there's very special energy in the air at the start of the semester.
You can feel the excitement in the air. There's really a lot of energy. And, you know, for our part, we have been planning this day for months. So we have been ready to welcome this class now for weeks. So we're so happy that the day is finally here. Go Cats, go!
All right, classes begin at MSU on August 28th. For the University of Montana, students return to class August 31st. And at the Flathead Valley Community College, classes begin August 28th. Tonight, we'll be covering the opening of the new student housing in Kalispell for the college. You want to tune in at 10 for that story. And keep it here on KAJ for more on our chance of seeing some thunderstorms later tonight. And hoping to strike it rich, people all across the country are buying their Powerball tickets. More on that near record jackpot coming up.